Well, here we are back again. Warren's on the phone.
Incredible.
Probably putting a bet on the outcome of Farah today. I mean, it's going to be close, but we all kind of hope who we'd like to get up gets up. So Warren will talk in depth about his thoughts on Farah and the outcome and what will happen from that outcome. Vinny will obviously lend us his astute thoughts on Farah and the outcome of that. So once Warren's got his bets on, we'll be right back with him.
These blokes are doing an interview with me, so I better let you go. Okay, Farah. Take care.
Now, Warren.
All right, Joe.
Joe's gone. Farah. Just I did a bit of a lead in then on Farah. Your thoughts on the outcome today, possibly, and who we'd like to possibly win today, and what they'll do with Farah.
Well, look, we're just on the phone with my old mate Vinny here. We've been talking to people down there. Overnight, I was talking to some people down in Farah. I was talking to some Labor mates of mine down there, and they're all going to be voting One Nation. So, look, it's going to be very close. We'll see.
Yep.
But it's going to be a real shift in politics in Australia.
Yeah.
Getting a rural seat like Farah, got a rural area, plus it's got an urban area in Albury, a big city like that.
Yep.
So it's going to be a really good contrast. Look, we'd all want to see a Conservative win.
Yep.
We want to get that to happen.
Yep.
So it is a contest, but I think they may get over the line.
Now, the independent girl down there, surely the locals have seen her being funded by someone who's not independent. And so she's standing up saying, no, I'm independent. And of course she's not.
No. Look, you can see that these people, they always talk about, these teal type people, they always talk about how they're independent and that, but guess who's funding them? Sure. It's all these people are, in the climate change, all these people into the wind farms, all these people into the renewable energy industry. And we know the big issue down there in Farah, what it is, it's water.
Yes.
All the farmers down there are struggling, everything's, it's just in dire straits and that.
Yep.
So my prediction is, looking at this area, in fact I really hope for it, is that the vote shifts to that Conservatives. It'll be a disaster if the independent gets up.
We're talking about the food bowl
Of Australia.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, water is number one.
Yep.
When you get a bunch of lefties coming down there telling them how to farm, when at the end of the day they've got absolutely zero interest in farming themselves, what do you think they're going to vote? People are dying for change.
Yeah, they're dying for change.
I said this from the start. Pauline Hanson doesn't represent just a new party. She represents change. People want to protest, and I think she's the number one protest ticket.
And she's down there. She's been working the electorate. She's been going. The Libs have got all the big guns down there working it. The Nats have got all the big guns down there working. And look at and all the mad lefties are down there. You see, Get Up there's been spending a fortune in that area. You're seeing the money that's coming in from the Teals being spent down there. It is going to be a real battle for Australia. And there are a lot of sensible people down there, even your mob at Griffith, all the Italian farmers and everything like that.
Yeah,
they're sensible people and they're struggling. You're right about this is the food bowl. Water is the massive big issue down there. And so I can't see anything but a win for that Conservative vote.
Did Albo go down to do anything?
No, we didn't see that. Of course he didn't go down there. He would have went down there. It'd be the only Italian that went to Griffith got run out of town.
That's true. That's true. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of speculation going about all these new people going into One Nation. And I hear they're looking for a good looking, middle-aged, white-haired, bespeckled person to join.
A good-looking bloke, eh? And all, with a brain. You don't get those two things together too often.
You're not going to join?
Look, I'm happy where I'm at the moment. but I'm not happy where I am at the moment. I'll be quite honest about that. We have got a dreadful. I've got to say, I said to a mate of mine the other day, I said, this is the worst government we've had since the Second World War. And he said, Second World War, take it back to the First World War. Sure. That, Jim Chalmers is the worst treasurer I've ever seen. He's such an arrogant bloke. He thinks that he's the saviour of Australia. He's sending us into $1 trillion debt. It's going to get worse. You've got Bowen, who's got to be the worst energy minister in the world. He's destroyed our energy. We got all the energy in the world. We got gas, we got coal, we got oil, we got renewables, we got uranium, we got everything, and our energy is costing a fortune. And it's not going to get any better, and it's getting worse. And what they're doing to the farmlands in regard to the towers they're putting out there, the power towers, they're just destroying our rich farm areas. People out there are protesting. They're getting sick and tired of this stuff. This government's got to go.
We'll come right back soon. That was just a lead in on Farah and a lot of subjects that are coming up. I would ask again Warren very shortly on my friend Tony Mundine.
Tony Mundine.
Well, he's coming down.
He's coming down to have a good coffee.
Tony Abbott and his shot at the presidency of the Liberal Party.
Well, they're both boxers.
They're both boxers. You bet they are. We'll be right back.